Melissa Lee.
My question is to the Minister for Economic Development. What support will the government provide for the 2011 International Paralympic Committee Athletics World Championship?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, last month I announced the government will contribute $400,000 towards the 2011 International Paralympic Committee Athletics World Championships to be held in Christchurch in January of 2011. The 2011 Paralympic Athletes World Championships is the world's second largest international sports event for athletes with a disability, and it's expected to attract around 1,300 athletes and 900 officials, all coming from 75 countries. Mr. Speaker, this is an elite international event, and it's the first in a great sporting year for New Zealand.
Melissa Lee.
Supplementary question to the Minister. What is the expected legacy for New Zealand from hosting the International Paralympic Committee Athletics World Championships?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
The event will leave a significant social legacy, namely the continued development of Paralympic sport in New Zealand. The event is a sporting showcase for elite athletes and will highlight many role models, not only for disabled but also able-bodied individuals in New Zealand and around the world. In addition, Mr. Speaker, it's estimated that the potential economic impact for Christchurch will be over $12 million. As well as this, media coverage of the championships is expected to be extensive.
Chris Hipkins.
Question to the Minister. Is funding available from the Ministry of Economic Development for other international events held in New Zealand that attract international media and television coverage, such as the Rally of New Zealand?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, on a case-by-case basis, the member will be aware that the major events unit inside the Ministry of Economic Development considers support for events of that type.
Supplementary.
Chris Hipkins.
Supplementary question to the Minister. Why did he decline an application from Motorsport New Zealand for support from the Major Events Fund for the Rally of New Zealand?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, we set high criteria for the economic benefit that is to accrue from events like that, and of course I suspect that the sum requested would have been somewhat higher than that granted to the Paralympians.
Supplementary.
Chris Hipkins.
Supplementary questions. What steps will he take to ensure that New Zealand doesn't lose other significant events of a similar or larger scale to the International Paralympic Athletics World Championships, particularly in light of the recent loss of the Rally of New Zealand after he refused to back it?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised to learn that I'm personally responsible for the loss of the Rally New Zealand event. But what I will say is that what we are trying to do is encourage a pipeline of events that occur in New Zealand over a number of years, where those events are to become annual or biannual or whatever their frequency may be. We're also trying to encourage those events to, on an increasing basis, be self-sufficient. But we are very active in seeking opportunities for events that will give economic benefit and profile to New Zealand to be attractive to this country.
Question number 12, Charles Chauvel.